Alrighty guys, hi, it's Amanda. Welcome back to my channel. I hope you're having an amazing day. As always, if you're new or returning and you haven't yet already, be sure you subscribe to the channel. If you like the content, give it a thumbs up, and if you have any comments, questions, or concerns, please leave it down in the comment section below. I will try my best to see you there. So today is obviously going to be another nail video. This isn't a quick turnaround for me. Typically, I don't do them this quickly. It's been a little while for me, longer than it has for you guys. So the last nail video you guys saw would have been my fill. Those lasted a solid week, which would have been a week ago for me. I know I got that video out late to you guys, but it's been a week since I did that fill, a little bit over a week. Because I went all of this week without any tips on my nails. I went bare nailed for a week. I didn't have the time to do them, and I definitely wanted to film this video. So I went a week, let my nails recover a little bit. So with that being said, like I said, I'm sorry guys, I have been all over the place. Alrighty guys, hi, it's Amanda. Welcome back to my channel. I hope you are having an amazing day today. As always, if you're new or returning, be sure you subscribe to the channel if you like the content. Give the video a big thumbs up if you like the video, and always leave a comment, question, or concern down below if that falls in category for you. I try my best to see everybody there. So as you can see, today is going to be a nail video. Now, this is like my third time trying to film this. Hopefully I can get through it without muttering too much. But I had recently filmed one, which seems like a quick turnaround for you guys. I filmed that refill video about 2 weeks ago exactly. The refills lasted a week, and then they just became weak and they lifted. I don't handle lifting. I'm a person, once it started to lift, even if I get acrylics professionally done and they lift just a little bit, I will peel them off even if they're not ready. These were actually ready to come off though. I had the original set on for 3 weeks, and when I did that fill, you could tell that they were chipping. So it was really just to see if I could get a good wear out of doing a fill on those. It could be a different method, will work better next time. But they lasted a solid week before they had any lifting and I pulled them off. Since then, I have gone a week bare nailed without any products on my nail. More of that is because I just hadn't had the time to film, and because I got the other products I had talked to you guys about in my previous videos, I wanted to be sure to film it and provide the content for you guys, give my opinions and my feedback. So since I have filmed this intro several times now, I have already gone through all of my nail prep and getting ready. I will talk through what I did and what I typically do, although I never show how I do my cuticles on camera because I don't think I'm necessarily the best person to watch do that stuff. I'm not good at it, but I always use a cuticle dissolver. This one is just from Sally's. It's the Delete It Cuticle Dissolver. It's not the best. I've seen people use other products, and I'm probably going to purchase a different product once I go through this. It does a decent job, but I still have to work with it. Once I let that soak, I will take this side, the flat side of a cuticle pusher. If you don't have one of these, you can use just the wooden nail sticks that come, and I push back all of my cuticles. I will take the scraper side if some is stuck and scrape on. Be very careful if you're going to use something like this around your cuticles. You don't want to damage your nail by going too far in. That's why I kind of allow my cuticles to not look the best. If you when I zoom in, I'm sure you guys can see my cuticles are dry and kind of jagged because these things scare me and I am not good with them. I don't have the most steady hand, so clipping down here makes me super nervous, and I end up just leaving it because I don't want to end up cutting my skin. I have a couple of times and it hurts really bad. That is not what happened on this finger. This is a paper cut, just so you guys know. But my cuticles are never perfect. I know my nails would look more professional and put together. I'm working on that. That's one of the areas I struggle with the most, and I'm constantly spending more time on that part of my nail routine than anything, which is the other part of the reason why I don't film that. After that, I took the rougher side of this buffer block from eNail Couture, which came in my set, my 1, 2, 3 go set that I got. I used that and I roughed up the natural nail surface, and then from there I used the nail prep, which I know in one video somebody commented and said I did these 2 steps backwards, which I very well could have. So I make sure to read the back of the bottle, and this does say pre-prime. So I did this on both hands, and then I also went in and did the nail primer. From there, my nails are ready to go ahead and put the jelly tips on. Like I said, I got my order that I told you guys I had placed. This did not take as long to get here as the previous order I placed. The previous order took about 2 to 2.5 months. This did not take that long. It still took a while. I think it took about a month to maybe 6 weeks, 4 to 6 weeks, but it came here a lot quicker. I was shocked it even came as quick as it had. So this is what I ordered. I ordered the Active Sport Length in Square of his Ombre. I ordered this nail case so I could stop having all my tips in just a bag. And I also ordered his shiny top coat. He has this top coat and Wonder Gel is the other one, I believe. And they're both, he talks highly of both of them being scratch resistant. And the Wonder Gel, from what it seems and what he uses it for, is maybe a little bit thicker. I don't really need a thick top coat, so I like a shiny top coat. I like that this is scratch resistant. I was already placing an order, so I went ahead and bought this. The detailing of his packaging is just so extra. If you're into packaging and that's what really grabs your attention for a product, he has really good packaging. I mean, I'm sure if you're rough with it, this will break. I've seen in his videos when he's using older products that there's parts of his products that have broken. I know he went through a move recently, that could be why, but just beware of that. Like, this is his press-on gel. It's a super tapered, long, like this is almost as long as my hand, wand handle. I don't know what else that's called. So just beware of that. And you can see his packaging whenever you are looking at his products. Nothing against it. I think it's cute. I'm just letting you know this is a pain to store. But aside from that, I don't mind it. So here is a tip, one of the nail tips. Like I said, these are the Active Sport Length. So this is the shortest length that he creates. And this is in the style Ombre. So it is the French Ombre style. I don't know if I've ever really talked about this in my other nail videos. I prefer French tip. Like, that is what I think looks the best for me. I obviously don't do French tip. A lot of that is because I'm not good enough at it. I have tried and failed miserably way too many times. So I thought that this will be a good alternative for me, since that's the style I would prefer to wear. And this is the size for my middle finger. The sizing of these feel as though they're gonna fit my nail bed better than his other sets. The only thing that's kind of disappointing, and we'll see as we go, is this is still really long for me. This is more of a me issue than probably a you issue, to be honest. I am a very small person. I don't mean that to be funny. I'm only 5 foot, so I'm short, I'm small. My hands are the size of child hands, so my nail beds also are tiny. I always have to go for the smallest size nails to get them to even somewhat work, and his brand has been about one of the only ones that I've been able to not have to fully file around the nail bed to get them to even somewhat work, so I appreciate that. With that being said though, I've seen him do the tutorials and like the demos of these nails on other people, like his hand models and things like that, and they look to be the perfect length on them. So I'm slightly disappointed in that, but that's nothing that he can help. He has said to be careful when you file these because they are airbrushed. The ombre is airbrush on, that you can file that off. So I'm interested to see how this is going to work. I have done everything I need to prep. I am going to be attempting to use his flashy light is what he calls this. In his tutorials, he puts the nail on and he does a quick cure for the nail, and then he does a full cure once the nails are all on. I'm going to attempt to see if I can do that, if it's worth it, just for convenience, or to see if this, not that I paid for this individually, it came with it. But we're gonna try it today. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, I have my other lamp here for the full cure anyways. I am gonna be using the press-on gel in clear of his. I really enjoy this. I've talked about it before in the other video I did where I did the refill. I talked about how much I enjoyed this. This kept the other tips on the longest I have had any tips on before, and I had like hardly any actual lifting. When I had started to take off the gel polish, it caused some lifting to occur, which I show in that video. But previous to that, that set would not have come off for the next week. They were still solid. So with his brand, you take his primer to etch the inside of the fingernail before you put it on your nail with the press-on gel. So I had already etched this nail in one of my failed attempts to film this earlier, so this is the one we're going to start with. And this is really just a learning curve, is to know how much gel to put on the inside of the nail. It's a curve. So what I believe I did this in my last video, and I do it in most of them when I do these, is I try to do a thin coat on all the parts that will make contact with my natural nail, and then I put a little bit extra down at the base so it can fill any gaps. Some of my nail beds are more flat than curved, and then I just start up at the top and I place it down. I'm gonna try this, we'll see how well this works. He makes this seem relatively easy in his videos to like not get any air bubbles, but I don't know if I'm that talented. We'll see. Because this is a kind of nail that I foresee being able to tell if there's air bubbles underneath. Yeah, I don't know if you guys will be able to tell, but there are some micro air bubbles in that. But I mean, as a quick cure, it was a little bit easier for me to maneuver this light around than trying to quickly put my hand underneath the lamp. I do have the Kira Sky little one that I typically will try to use when I'm doing these, because obviously I only put them on myself. I think that looks nice. As you can tell from other videos, this is a very long nail for me. But we're gonna go ahead and put them all on, and then we'll see what the verdict is. So I am going to walk through my left hand with you guys, and then I will probably do my right hand off of camera, and then we will come back to do the final steps. So my next one's gonna be my index finger. Obviously, I need my primer. I will say I do appreciate having his primer and being able to etch the inside of the nail like this rather than using the e-file. This goes to show I have not used my e-file at all for this set, so it goes to show if you don't have the money or you don't want to invest the money into an e-file, You don't have to, not with these nails, and you don't have to purchase these from eNail Couture. You can purchase them from Kira Sky, you can purchase them from Apres is the other ones that I haven't tried. If you guys would be interested in that, I don't mind. I don't know if my opinion really matters that much when it comes to these things, since I am still also learning, which is clearly evident, I feel, in most of my videos that I do like this. But it's kind of fun to document, so I think I put a little bit too much gel on that. Actually, I know I did, so I have a tool that is primarily used for polygel, to pull out polygel, but I'm going to scrape some of this out before I try to put this on. And I always start somewhere in the middle of my nail and then push it back into my cuticle, so there is as smooth of a back as possible. The error I have made at the very beginning of doing these kind of full coverage press-on nails was I wasn't pushing it all the way back to my cuticle, and I would have, if I used too much glue, I would have a lot of seepage down at my cuticle base, and then it was a pain to try and file it down, and I'm not the best with my e-file, so there were times when I slipped and would catch my skin. Luckily, I never have my e-file high enough to where it would injure me. I put that on just slightly crooked. It's still covering both of my side walls though, so it's probably gonna look wonky, but I am just gonna file the actual ends down to be more straight once I get to that point. If you would want to take it off, you can. I'm not a super perfectionist because I know I'm learning and mistakes are gonna happen, and I like to work around my mistakes rather than totally redo them. Obviously, if you are paying somebody to do, like somebody's paying you to do their nails or something like that, you would want to be sure that they were done perfectly. But I hate having to take nails off so quick. I find it slightly painful, and if I do have acetone, I could soak it, but it takes forever to soak off from what my experience was. I will say though, I have never tried to soak these off. I have soaked polygel off, and that was miserable. Or there was one set where maybe I tried to soak it off of these. I can't remember, to be honest. I've been on this journey of doing my own nails for a little bit over a year now. So if you think I'm good now, you can only imagine what it was like before, because I have come a very long way. Ooh. You guys can't even see what I'm doing. I hope I've been in focus during at least part of this video. So I am struggling with this fingernail. I don't know how Max does it, and I don't know if he ever does his whole hand on his own. I know he typically, when he does tutorials or demos on his own hands, he usually does his thumbnail. So I don't know if he's ever, I know he's never done like well, I don't want to say I know, because I really don't. I don't think he has ever done a full set on his own hands. He's not somebody, although he has created this brand and continues to come out with product, he will tell you in his demos he is not one to wear fake nails. But he has been in the industry for a long time, from my understanding. You guys, please let me know down in the comments if you prefer me to talk through these videos, or if you would prefer it if I just did everything and overlaid music. and maybe put text on the screen. I've thought about doing that a few times. There's a learning curve there that I'm still working through as far as editing, but if that's something you guys would prefer, I can do that. I think I have gotten it down, but like with my craft channel that I have now, I'm sure you guys are aware of it. If you watch my content, you've probably heard me talk about it. I'm trying to be sure with that channel that I learn how to edit, because making those cups is so time consuming that you have to, I'm going to have to learn how to edit with text and like fast forward, because those videos, as you guys have probably seen a few of them, are really long, and I'm pretty sure I've been out of focus almost this entire video for doing this. So what I might do is do my other hand on camera. I don't know. I know it's gonna be a mess though. I will just be sure to get this next finger in. I have had a couple of comments here or there, whether that be on my videos or in live streams where I talk about these videos. A couple of people kind of provide the sentiment that they don't have the financial means currently to purchase these things, but they would like to. A good alternative, if you can't purchase nails but you just want to do your own nails and have them look nice, I would advise just trying to do gel polish. For some of those, you do need a UV lamp. If you're getting actual, don't drop your products in like I did. If you are, if you're getting legitimate gel products, you will need a UV light, but you can purchase a relatively cheap UV light on Amazon. They're not all expensive. And I believe you can even buy one at like Michael's or maybe even Walmart now, because of the hobby of resin. Some resin, like the craft resin, not the tumbler resin, but when you're using resin, I just said that so many times that I didn't know if that was the right word. When you're using resin, you do have to cure some of it. So there are craft stores that have a UV light that you could use to cure your nail polish if you want that. So these, I can't tell if that's an air bubble or not, or if it's just because I touched. I think it's because my fingers have some of the glue on them that isn't cured. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cure this hand, and then I will come back. I'm going to cure the hand. I'm going to put the other nails on this hand, and then I will come back to you guys, and we will do the final process of filing them down. We'll decide if we're going to put any rhinestones on them or if we're going to leave them how they are, and wrap it up. So I will be back for you in just a second. For me, probably like 15-20 minutes. See you soon. Alrighty guys, so I have gone ahead and put my other tips, full cover tips, on my right hand. I have also already filed this hand down. So I came back to file my left hand down with you guys. I went ahead and grabbed some rhinestones in case that's what I end up wanting to do, but let me push those out of the frame for right now. And let's focus on getting these filed down. If the noise of filing is going to bother you, I would advise not to watch this. Skip forward until you no longer see a file in the frame. I'm going to file these down quite a bit. Now, as I said at the beginning, I can't wear my nails as long as these are. I know for some people this does not appear long. If you look underneath. I don't know if you can tell. That is quite a lot of length for me. I do a lot of typing at work. I have dogs here at the house. I do a lot of dishes. I do cooking. Longer nails like this are not practical for me. They actually start to hurt my nail beds from having them long. Even when I have attempted to have a professional do longer acrylics, it's always kind of hurt the base of my nail. So I have never worn nails very long. The length that these are, I can't, when my nails are growing out, I can hardly even function when they get to this length. I usually do a new set or file them down in the meantime if they get to that length. So I am going to file these down as much as I can without losing the effect of the actual ombre tip, because honestly that's what I wanted, was to be able to have like the ombre French tip without having to spend hours myself trying to get the French tip look. And I'm not the best at filing. I know there's techniques to get a really nice file down. I honestly haven't learned any. I just do it by eye. And I am not filing the sides at all on this set. Other sets I have, because I've reshaped to what I would like, but these came pretty tapered down. And when I filed my right hand, the only one I filed the side down was my pinky because I glued it on crooked. But these are filing down to a nice taper, so I don't think I will be taking any in on the sides. I will say, if you are interested in the ombre, as I mentioned before, he said these are spray on, to be careful about filing. The ombre effect, and that is true. As I file these, especially when I filed the pinky down on the side, I could see the I could see where the spray paint was. Like, I was obviously lifting it whenever I was filing on top of the, like this direction, on top of where the paint would be. And I am just ever so slightly working on my corners. I like the corners to be rounded. So like on this finger, on camera it still looks rather like there's a good distinction. In person it really just looks more pink and like a light wash of white, rather than at the tip of these where it's like stark white. So I don't know if I'm super pleased with these. It's not any fault of the brand, I don't believe. I think it more has to do with what I prefer to be a short nail. I am wondering if in time he will create shorter full tips. I don't know if he will, but if he does come out with any lines that are shorter, I will probably purchase those, because I feel like it's the same song. I prefer short nails. They're easier for me to work in. They're easier for me to, you know, accomplish my daily life. I'm not easy on my hands at all, and having longer nails only makes it harder for me. For some women it does not, and even men, it doesn't affect them to have long nails. It doesn't bother their nail beds, so they can operate and function easily without having short nails. Unfortunately, I'm just not one of those people. I wish I was, so I would be able to do some of the really cool effects and things that people who can function with those longer length nails are able to accomplish. There's some really cool, what are those? Trends, I guess is the best word for nails. Like, I've seen aqua nails, encapsulated nails, which I could probably do some kind of encapsulation with smaller gems and get away with it. But some of the really nice, like intricate ones, you really have to have the space, like the nail space, to accomplish some of those. And I I can't function with it, so I can't have it. It's unfortunate. So I am down to my pinky. I'm going to go ahead and file this down, and then what we're going to do is I'm going to hopefully not make a terrible mistake, but I'm going to find my rubbing alcohol that is behind me, and I'm going to give a light wipe down, because I did get some of the gel on my fingers, on my nails, which you can, I don't know if it's reflecting. It's showing on a couple of my nails where I had touched the gel and before it had dried. You can see like my fingerprint ridges in it. I'm going to try and wipe that away without damaging the French tip. I'm also going to take this file really quick and get all of the shavings from underneath from whenever you file. Sometimes you get these little pieces on here. I'm going to get all of that off, and this is tedious work, so I don't know if I'm going to keep you guys for this part. I might see what I can do in case I run into an and I have to redo some of these. I think I'm just going to get all of these cleaned up to see what we're going to do, and then I will be back. Alrighty guys, so I went ahead and I cleaned up underneath all of my nails. I don't know if it's going to focus. So there's no, whenever you file down like plastic or a tip, you will typically sometimes have like the plastic bits just fall under and like be kind of hanging on to the nail, if that makes any sense. So I went ahead and I cleaned all of that up, and I cleaned up some of the filing that was a little off. So I think what I'm going to do is I think I am just going to put the top coat on, since it's my first time using the top coat, and not do any bedazzling, not put any of these on. I was going to, but I really just want to see how this top coat does. That way, moving forward, I will know if I like this top coat, and if I put any rhinestones on, I won't be able to have anything to judge it against if it was the top coat that maybe helped or not. So I am just going to do just the top coat today on this set, and we will see how long these last. I can say, I don't know if it's coming to where you guys can see it. You can see the air bubbles on these, like right here. I don't know if that's going to, because of the ring light, I don't know if it's going to show. Maybe at the end I will turn off the ring light and see if you guys can see. The lighting in this room is not the best, so I don't know if you will. That's one of the downfalls. In any like pink or clear tip, that's why I have never done any like encapsulation of like clear tips, because I know I'm not the best at securing these onto my fingernails. So if there's any air bubbles or anything like that, you are definitely going to see them. So I have shied away from all of that. I don't know, although there's no polish on these, I am going to get the tips of the nail with this top coat like I would any other top coat to try and seal it all in. Like I said, and you guys probably know, I type a lot, so having the tip sealed in, although this is already painted, I think it will prevent any damage from maybe the airbrushed paint coming up if I protect it with that seal at the tip. So we are going to go ahead and put, just because I don't think this is a wipe top coat. I think it's a no wipe. But just in case I touch the table with my thumb, I wanted to go ahead and give that one a quick nuke. This top coat is extremely shiny. Hence the name, I guess, huh? Can you guys tell it's late where I'm at? I don't know if I'm needing a snack or if I'm just kind of delirious. I'm not sure which one it is, or if it's a combination of both. So I'm gonna go ahead and do all of these really quick. While these are, once I put these in to the lamp, sorry, I can't paint and talk at the same time very well. Once I put this hand in the lamp, I'm probably going to, there will be a little jump cut because I'm gonna go ahead and do my other hand off of camera just for time's sake. And then I will show you guys the final reveal and we'll see how it works going forward. So these are gonna nuke for about a minute, and then I'll come back. So what I've just learned is, like I have mentioned multiple times, I'm not the best at painting nail polish, and I think you guys can tell that in my videos because you can usually see the seepage. I usually clean it up or let it just naturally clean up when I wash my hands. I just got a little bit of this shiny top coat on my skin and it burns when I try to cure it. So that's something to be aware of. It burns if you try to cure it on your skin. I will be back in just a minute. Alrighty guys, we are back. I am just about to take this hand out of the lamp. It's been curing for almost a minute now. Yep, they are done. So I will say I really like this top coat. The shiny top coat is extremely just that, shiny. You guys can see the reflection of even my ring light and how shiny these nails are. It dried quickly. It is a no wipe top coat. It's pretty scratch resistant. It's bouncing right off. The nails themselves, I mean, these are just like the other tips I put on. They are very, very strong. The only downside I said is the length that these come in isn't my favorite, and this is a user error, not the product. You can see the air bubbles in the pink. Now, I'm sure if I had put more of the press-on gel, or if I had gotten the pink press-on gel versus the clear, maybe this wouldn't be as obvious. I don't know if it's reflecting on camera as it does in real life. I can try to see if I turn off the ring light or if I turn it down, if it's visible. Let me see if I can do that. Let me see. That's the wrong way. So I don't know if you guys can see because of how it's reflecting. Yeah, there you can see a little bit now. This is, even with a slight ring light, the lighting in this room is just atrocious. So well, I said you might be able to, maybe not, because the reflection. Sorry for anybody who's watched it to this far and you're seeing this issue. So let me try and use my phone so you guys can kind of see. So all along this side is fine, but the second, there you go, you can see it. You can see that pocket right there. I don't think this is going to cause the nail to be less strong because it's not going anywhere. And like down at the actual bed, like where my cuticle is, there's not an air bubble there. And at the tip, there's not an air bubble, but right in the middle. So that's, I don't like that you can see that. Of course, somebody would have to really be looking at my nail. You've seen the effort I had to go through just to make it visible for you guys. It is visible to the naked eye, but the everyday person is not going to notice that. It happened on just a few nails. None of these have it. This little spot right here are white. I'm assuming from when they did the spray. It kind of went on the other hand up on the fingernails a little bit. And on this hand, this is the only nail where there is the same kind of air bubble. And it's about in the same place, like kind of in the middle off to the side. And again, I have a feeling this has to be a me error, especially since all my other nails are fine. I don't think it's the product. I just think that on those particular nails, I do not think I put enough of the gel on them for them to adhere to. If there was maybe just a little bit more gel, or maybe if I had the pink press on gel, it wouldn't be as obvious. But overall, I do like these. In person, the white isn't as noticeable. Like, you can definitely tell that my tips are white, but it's not the sharp contrast that I was hoping I would get with these. And I think that's just because I made the decision to shave off as much length as I did, but I am happy with them. I will probably use this set again. Well, not these particular ones. I will use what I have purchased for sure. I will probably continue until I run out. The only other issue I had with this set is, and that I haven't had with other sets, is the amount that came in some of the sets that fit my fingers. So as I said earlier, I have small hands and my nail beds are small. So like the pinky ones is his smallest size, which come with some of the fewest tips in it as well. The only finger that I have that has a double set, like 2 bags of the same size, is my middle finger. All of these other ones didn't have the double bags. So let's see, how many would that be? I don't want to stick my head in frame. 9, 10, 11, 12. Oop, there goes my phone. So I think there's approximately 17. I'm sure if I pulled up my order receipt, it says how many of each size you get. Which isn't terrible. $16, $17 maybe, which isn't terrible. I mean, that's 16 or 17 tips, and I didn't purchase the whole set. And his whole set, like the 1, 2, 3 go set, is $100. Typically, I know sometimes it's more pricey. Usually he has a sale to where it's $100 to get the whole kit, which is what I unboxed in my last video when I did a full set, which was when I got just the sport length clear tips, when I got the primer, the prep, and the nail cuticle oil along with the lamp, and it came with a bag and an apron, and then the few little, I keep looking down like you guys can see what I'm seeing, and the few, what are those things called, emery boards. I'm going to go ahead and put some cuticle oil on really quickly. I think that that's a good price for what you get. I know the Kira Sky one, at least when I had purchased it, was about the same cost. I don't know what cost it's running at currently. I think they are comparable. As I have stated, I prefer the E-Nail Couture ones for a number of reasons. I don't know if Kira Sky has come out with any other tip sizes or anything like that. I'm sure they have to maintain the market, but I like his sizes that he offers. I like the branding. I like how cute some of the packaging is. I haven't seen a dip in quality. If anything, I have actually preferred the E-Nail Couture products over the ones that I have done from Kira Sky. I did not like the Kira Sky tips. They did not fit my nail beds. When I had used those, they only lasted a week. Granted, I will say that was the first set of full cover gel tips I have used, and then I got this brand for like the second and third sets, and then I've only been using the e-nail couture since. I haven't purchased the apres. If you guys are interested in me giving my experience with it, being somebody new and kind of self-taught from watching tutorials and things like that, I can. But this is our final set. I think they turned out really well. I don't know how to really show off nails, can you tell? But I like them. We'll see how long they last. If they last as long as my last set, will be telling, because if they last as long as my last set, I'm going to contribute it to the press-on gel. With all that said, I will keep you guys updated in my future videos and my future live streams. If not, if you're just interested and you only watch this video, just leave a comment down below and check in, and I will let you know how they are doing. Otherwise, I hope you guys are having a good day, evening, night, wherever you are, and I will see you next time. Bye, guys.